Hi, I'm Emmanuel and welcome to my workbench. Today I will be doing an album fill of my Newfoundland Type collection. I have all of my maritime coins here, including Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but those are not the coins that I'm going to be looking at today. With the purchase that I did, I have a whole bunch of coins over here and over here. I'm going to sort them out by type and fill out this type book. So join me as I see what I have and what I am missing. All right, I've emptied the book. Let me slide this out over here. And there are 4 penny varieties, 3 large cents and 1 small cent for Newfoundland. And I have them here by monarch. So you have the Victoria, these ones over here, the Edward VII, George V, and finally George VI with the small cent variety. So I will look at the ones that I have here to see which one is the best example. So this one is damaged, so I will set that one aside. 1880. Let's look at the Obverse. So you'll see that this one has a slightly different Obverse in terms of compared to the other ones that you'll see shortly. And you notice that this one is in medallion orientation, which is basically like other Canadian coins. You flip it sideways like this for it to stay upright. So I will put that one there for now. A next one that I have here, this one looks to be in fair shape. This one is 1894. And this one is also in medallion. You will see that this is the same bust on the obverse as the previous one. There's a little bit of spotting. Let me see, are these pits or are these, no, these are not, just looking off camera, these are not pits, these are just spotting on the coin. There is a dent over here, you might be able to see. So let me set that aside as the better of the two. Next one over here. Oh, this is Prince Edward Island. This one is not a large cent that we're looking at because this is the Newfoundland book, and this one is also Prince Edward Island. So let's look. So I was wrong because I was going to say, look at the reverse over here. The Prince Edward Island, as you can see, this one is in like the U.S. orientation. You have to flip it this way. And I thought that this was a Newfoundland one where the bust was a different one. So that being said, this one is the better one. I will plug this one in over here. Who knows, maybe I will have a better one in the future. Let's put that one over here. Next one is Edward VII. So let's go ahead with these. So here is the first one, fairly worn, a few pits. And this is 1907, and there's some damage on the coin. So it's the best one we've seen so far. Here's the second one. So this one is a little bit more worn, a couple of scratches, but less damage. So let me see here. When you compare them side to side, they're both 1907s, but simply because of the damage on this one, I'm going to declare that this one is the better coin. And now to compare with this one, here is this one. Well, this one is very pitted. And this one is also this one's a 1909, this one's a 1907. We'll keep this one as the contender. And finally, this one, is this warped? Yeah, this is actually it looks like it was polished. This one I think was polished. Let's see that side over here. Yeah, very, very worn. Okay, this one, the first one we saw, is the best one. So I will plug that in. Let me make sure it's upright. And put that there. And finally, the George V, which is by far the ones that I have the most of. Let's start with this one. Well, this one here is not a clipped planchet. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody damaged the coin. 1936. I will set that one aside as a coin that I'm not going to put in my book. 1919. This one looks fairly good. Good detail in the crown and the ear. Very good. That'll be our new contender. Let's compare it with this one. So 1919 compared to a 1916. As you can see, there is a... Oh, wait a minute. This is a penny from Canada. This one. Also, is not in contention. I will put that, I must have taken this one out by accident. I'll put that one back in my book. Okay, let's go ahead. Well, this one is damaged, clearly. I will set that one aside. So let's compare these ones. This one has a little bit more of the reddish color. This one is entirely brown. And it looks to me like this one has more detail, especially if you look on the shoulder over here. Let's look at the reverse. Yeah, I would say this one is still better, so let's set that one aside. You know what? I will separate. That's a nice one, so I will keep it away from the damaged ones. Let's see. This is another damaged one. Looks like somebody took some pliers to it, so I will set that one aside. Ooh, this one looks nice. Let's see here. Is this toning, or is it a dirt? It's just a dirty coin, I think. So it looks dirty to me, but a dirty coin is better than a scratched coin. And this one has kept some of its luster. Let's look at the reverse here. Much more detail on this one, including detail on the hair. But what's all of this white stuff here? Is that? Can I remove that with my fingernail, or is that pitting? I can't tell. I can't tell. I will set this aside as an interesting candidate for now. But I don't like that, all of those marks. Well, this one is damaged. Let me set it aside. Now this one again, brown. This one still has, well, I don't know, the detail level seems to be similar. This one is worn in the front, 1936, so let's that one in the good pile, but over there. Yeah, this one seems, oh yeah, look at this side. Damaged. I'll put that with my damaged ones. Again, this one I think is, yeah, it's pretty beat up. It's warped and damaged. Let me put that one aside. Let's look at this final one. This one is slightly warped. Yeah, let me set that one aside. This one definitely, I'll keep it as the best one. I'll have to think about this one and have a look to see all of this white crud on it. I don't know if it's what it is here, because I'm just going at it very lightly with my fingernail. It's not coming off. I mean, the color is better. I mean, you can see that it has some of its original red, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to set that one aside as a contender, but for now, I will put this 1919 one. Opportunity for you. What should I do with these damaged coins? Let me know in the comments. Should I try to sell them on eBay? Should I put them, should I include them in giveaways? What do you think? Would you accept the damaged coin as a giveaway? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see what you guys think. I will put these aside over here. I will still keep this one. It looks nice, but I have to determine what all of this gunk on it is. So this goes over here. And finally, the small cents, which goes over here for George the 6th. This is 1941. Some nice detail. Okay, that'll be our reference piece, and we'll go for the next one. This one is 1942. This one is redder. Let me look off camera here to see the detail. It looks to me like this one is in slightly better condition. And here's the Obverse. Again, off camera. Definitely better condition. This one has details on the crown, whereas this one has some wear. So let's set this one aside and compare that one with the next one. The next one is a 1941 as well, like the previous one. Well, this one is definitely has more environmental damage on it in terms of oxidation. I'll set that one aside. Second last one, well, we don't even compare. This is also 1942, but you can see the rust on it. Set that one aside. And this one is a 1943. Yeah, that's a clear winner is this one over here. Am I putting it in straight? Let me see. There we go. And that goes in. And we get to close the first door. So my collection of pennies is complete for Newfoundland. For the 5 cents, the Newfoundland 5 cents, there are 4 types: Victoria, Edward VII, George V, and George VI. And I can see on my computer off screen here that I don't have any Victoria era 5 cent coins. And as you can see, I have split them up here. This one should go on top. That's the only one not in the flip. I do have a single Edward VII and a single George V, and everything else that I have is a George VI. So starting with George V. Here it is for your viewing pleasure. It has a scratch across the top. It's obviously bent out of shape. And this one is a Newfoundland 1908. This is the George V, so 1912. This one's not warped. Not a bad example. I'm very happy with that. And in it goes. And finally, for the remaining ones, for George VI, this is 1941. A little bit gunky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at them through the flips and compare them and determine whether or not that was on the flip, which one is the better one. This is the best one. This is the second best one. Let me take this one out of the flip, and we're going to be sticking that one in the book. There we go. Well, here we are with the dimes. I don't have any Victoria, Edward VII, or George V. I only have a George VI. So very quickly, I'll just go like this and look at what I have. And this one offhand looks like the best, so it'll be the reference. This is a 1941. So let's have a look at that. If it would focus, there we go. So here's the one I'm going to use as a reference. You see old Georgie boy there. 1941 C. The C means that this coin was struck in Canada. The ones without the C, so previous early years, they were struck in Britain. This one is definitely the better example. So let me take this one out of the flip. Awesome. That goes over here. Now on to the 20-cent coins. All right. Here's my 20-cent coins: Victoria, Edward VII, and George V. There is no George VI coins for the 20 cents. And then there's also the 25 cents that we'll do shortly. Interesting fact, the 20 cents and the 25 cents are the same size. And they would get mixed up with Canadian currency that at the time was also the same size. And the government of Canada requested strongly that the government of Newfoundland at the time, its own colony and not part of Canada, change its denomination to 25 cents, because what a lot of people were doing is they were passing off Newfoundland 20-cent coins as Canadian 25 cents. And of course, the government didn't like that. The people were abusing the system by trying to pass off a cheaper denomination for a Canadian quarter. So interesting bit of history. And so on these, I do have 4 Victorias, 1 Edward VII, and 2 George V. So I will have one of each of these. Let's have a quick look at the Victorias here. Offhand, I'll grab this one here at the top, and this will be our reference coin. So this one here, as you can see, is in the American orientation. And very worn on the front. It says 20 cents, 1896. But this is our first one, reference piece. Let's compare it with this one over here. So let's compare the obverses. Seems to me this one has slightly more detail, despite the toning, which isn't that attractive, but still. So let's look at the other side. Well, This one's a no-brainer. This one is worn, so let's set that one aside. Let's grab the next one. Oh, wrong. This is not, that's a George. Okay, here we go. Again, let's have a look at these two. It looks like this one has more detail. Obviously, we can see the laurel leaves, but let's look at the reverse. Yeah, I think our first example is still the best example. Let's have a look at this one over here. Wow, this one has a way more detail. You can see the hair and the ribbon in the hair over here. Definitely better. I don't like the toning, but well, look at that. No contest. Even though it has some nicks and scratches, this one is worn. But for me, this one is the better example. And in the book it goes. Victoria from, what's the year again? 1896. And here is the Edward VII. This one is in really good condition on that side. And see, already this one is, they changed the orientation. So this one is to the Canadian orientation. Fairly worn. Almost no details on the band of the crown. Anyways, it's the only one that I have, and in it goes. And for the George V, here is the first one. Quite worn. 20 cents, 1912. And let's look at the next one over here. They're both 1912s, obviously. I don't know, this one I like the toning a little bit better. And let me look off camera. So let's compare the Obverses. Well, this one does seem like it's slightly more worn. There's more details on this one at the top of the crown, but that might be the reflection. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, I would say that oddly enough, this one here, which is the one that was in this book, is the better example. So in it goes. Awesome. Without further ado, let's go straight into the 25 cents. I only have two. The original one that I bought and the one that came in the book. They are both 1917s. This one is nicer in that it's probably been in a flip for a while, but this one actually shows, oops, let me center it because I'm looking at it off camera here. This one actually has less wear, even though this one looks nicer and shinier. But nice and shiny doesn't make for the right quality. Definitely more detail on the obverse on that one. So that one is the one that is going to stay in my book. Let's put the film back on. And we will go into the 50-cent coins. And I'll come right back. Here we are with the 50-cent coins. I have two examples of each. Victoria, Edward VII, and George V. Let's start with the Victoria. Let's look at the obverse. I believe that this one here that is loose, it has a divot here by her chin. But I do believe that this one has more detail in the hair. Let me see in the... Let me look off camera. No, actually, this one does have more hair detail in the ribbon and the laurel leaf over here. There's more detail, so this one is slightly better. Let's look at this side. This is American orientation. Yeah, I guess, even though this one has slightly more detail on the obverse, this one is better on the reverse. 1900 versus 1882. It's a toss-up. I'm going to keep this one simply because we can read the coin better, and the details are, I mean, they're within the same grade category, I would say. So anyways, let's put this one aside. Pop in the Victoria. And then go on with Edward VII. Well, right off, Edward VII over here has big scratches. Can you see that? There you go. Details are similar, the level of detail. So let's flip to this side and have a look. 1908 versus 1904. Very similar. This one wins out. This is the one that came in the book. It's got a tight fit, so I'll fix that later. And finally, let's have a look at the George V's. We can see the band of the crown. We can see details in the crown. We can see the details in the clothing. Oh, they're both similar. Let me take a quick look. The one in the flip is slightly better. And on this side, they're both 1919s. Yeah, the one in the flip is better in this case. So let me take it out of a flip, put it in here, and I'll get right back for the conclusion. And here we are. 20 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents. That collection is complete. Pennies, large cents, small cents. That collection is complete. I am just missing a Victoria for my 5 cents. And I am missing Victoria, Edward VII, and George V for my 10 cents to complete my Newfoundland type set. Or is it? There is one more coin that is not in this book, and they haven't included it for a very specific reason. Let me make some room. I will put a picture of it right there. Yep, that is the $2 gold coin from Newfoundland. And as you can see from this clip, and this clip, and this clip, that, yeah, that is a steep price to pay. And I'm not ready at this point to invest that kind of money to complete the set. So if I had pristine coins in here for the whole set, then maybe I would pursue the gold coin, because that would make a pristine complete set. But who knows? I can always do some wishful thinking and hope that one day I will get it. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I do appreciate thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and click that notification bell if you want to be notified when my next video drops. Until next time, thanks for watching.